So a lot of Jamaicans always say, like, if you ask any Jamaican, is Jamaica racist? They're going to say, no, there's no racism in Jamaica. It's classism. But what Uno don't realize is that the two are connected in Jamaica. All the rich people in Jamaica are white or light skinned.
Hello guys, this is your boy Golden Boy and I'm grateful that you are seeing this video. So this thing is really going crazy day and day. As much as I'm trying to dive into Jamaican's issues, you'll find that it is not only about their leaders, and it is also about the people who are trying to propagate this divisiveness in Jamaica. And as you have always known that Jamaica is a lovely country where people are very humble, they are very cheerful, and they are ready to help their strangers. Now guys, in this video we want to talk about the colorism and the racism. What do you know about the racism and the colorism? Or you listen to this video first, then we'll come back here and listen to it.
And all the poor people in Jamaica are usually black. And of course there are black people that, you know, came up and made money and now they're rich, or uptown. But what you guys don't understand is that, like, uptown people will never see those people as uptown, because you weren't born into money, you know what I mean? And you haven't had that money for a long time. But let's get back to the racism thing. It's usually like visibly black people saying that racism isn't a thing in Jamaica. And that's because, like, you guys have just never experienced life as a white person or a light-skinned person in Jamaica. And I'm going to tell you my experience versus some of my darker skinned friends, even though some of my dark skinned friends are uptown, and we have very different experiences in Jamaica. Like, yes, I think one of the things that might be helping is that I'm also relatively attractive, but the things that me and my other light-skinned uptown friends can do or get away with, my dark-skinned friends could never do it in Jamaica. Like sneaking into certain places, or, you know, maybe lying to a police officer to get out of a ticket, or like getting certain things from certain places. Like, it's just like no one in Jamaica is going to come up and be like, hey, you know, I hate you because you're black. But like, they're going to give light skin or white people more advantages than the dark skinned people, and that is racism. Like, I don't think people understand that not all racism is like, oh, you know, fuck black people, whatever. Because even still, it's kind of like, even in Jamaica, it's still like, I don't understand, because it's still kind of like that. People are like, fuck black people. You want to know why? Because of the colorism. Like, they're like, oh, if you're dark, like, something wrong with you, so you have to bleach out your skin to look like me. And it's ridiculous to me that, again, that people say racism doesn't exist. Because I remember in my class at Immaculate, there was this girl that was very dark skinned, and I thought I didn't have anything to say about that, but the other black people in my class had something to say about it. They would always make fun of how dark she was and whole heap of things. And it's not like nobody didn't like her, but that's racism. To be prejudiced towards a race because of their race, and making fun of someone's skin color, right? Because we know that skin color is associated with black people, is prejudice. Giving people like me more benefits than people who are darker than me is prejudice. That is racism in Jamaica. Like, I don't understand where this whole there's no racism in Jamaica thing is. Racism is rampant. A lot of you just don't know, because you don't know what life is like outside of being 100% black. Because I'm not 100% black, right? Both my parents are mixed. Both my grandparents are mixed. I don't know how much percent black I am, but I'm not 100. I just know I'm not 100%, right? But what I'm saying basically is just that if you are a white or light-skinned person in Jamaica, you know that racism is real. Not because we experience it in Jamaica ourselves, but because we just know, because I was sitting down, the reason I decided to even make this video is because I was sitting down with my friend one day and I was like, you know, a lot of Jamaican people don't believe racism exists. And she was like, what, really? And she was like, and I was like, yeah, a lot of Jamaicans don't really think that racism is a problem in Jamaica. And both of us were like, well, that's because they've never experienced life as a like non-black person. Because I'm mixed and my friend's mixed, so we're both very light. And we're like, yeah, that's because they've never experienced what life is like in Jamaica when you're light skinned. If you know what life is like in Jamaica when you're white or light skinned, you know that racism is real in Jamaica.
So you can know the differences for yourself. That the colorism, this is a point where you see someone who is very very like mine. Yes, I don't know if I'm brown or I'm totally white. Like someone who is very very white. So you believe that this guy deserves more opportunities more than the black person. Is it the same thing that he deserves? You presume that this person is from a richer family, and it is also the same way that this white skinned dude is or girl is from a rich family, and they are presumed to be having money more than these black people. However, in this, black people are also considered in a very different way. And guys, in this case, I also presume that they have always believed that the people who have dreadlocks are believed to be from a poor background, or they are believed to be the street kids, or they are presumed to be the people who are not educated. And that's why you'll find that sometimes back in Jamaica, people were not, the dreadlock people are considered to be very, very poor people. Like I have said, here in Kenya, these dreadlocks people are long time ago, before they got to adopt to these dreadlocks, we assume that these people have bad characters, like they are mungikis. You know mungikis? They are people who are thieves. They are people who have bad images to the society. So that is colorism. Racism, it is it's also the same thing. But many people agreed by saying that racism, it is only propagated by their fellow black people. Like you'll find that when, for example, there's a story I heard about white mzungu. We call them mzungus because they are white mzungus. So these mzungus went for a beach, and he was swimming all along, but he was not being disturbed by the guards or the securities, only for her to invite a fellow friend who was black. I said who was black. So it is after inviting his friend who was also swimming in this swimming pool, she was being complained to by the guard that they need to go. They were being denied many opportunities because he was serving his fellow black person. So this is a restaurant, which this is a story that it was from a restaurant from this lady who is trying to narrate. I'm going to give you this video here. Now, what do we need to do so that this can be left? Because you have all assumed that a black person is obvious, someone who should not be given opportunities, someone who is not supposed to be educated. Now we are in a world where there is a lot of biracial, even in marriages and what. People are now coming together. Yet there are also some of the black people who are also trying to divide their black people, or to create a fight amongst the black community. So do you guys assume that this is the right thing? Are we doing the right thing? Like this is for Jamaicans. And I also believe that it is also happening in Kenya. Like there are some regions in Kenya you can't go. You need to have money. There are also some regions where you can't go unless you are a white person. So are we going to assume by saying that we need to leave this, we need to let it go by saying that the white people are always the rich gangs? Because I have also seen a lot of videos where there are also some of the white people are sleeping in the street, and they are also begging for food. So this is something that is we need to come up and say that this is a humanity. It is a humanity. yeah, I didn't have much to say about this video, but I hope you understand what is colorism and racism. Racism and colorism.